Alright, swapped out memory cards. This is a test because last time I used this memory card we had some corrupt files. So double checking playback. Alright, Future Austin here. I finally recovered the corrupt footage that I had from a bad GoPro memory card. Completely my fault. It was raining. There were a few issues I was having with the video, but I finally did it. I finally got all of the lost video that I had from my first trip at the Alafia River Corridor North Nature Reserve. So this is Future Austin letting you know that you're probably coming in halfway in the hike. I totally forgot my phone in the car. I just had my watch on me. I didn't download any of the maps, but I just wanted to get out and get after it. So here is the recovered footage that I was able to get after weeks and months of trying to get it right. Alright, I swapped out memory cards and batteries. I brought extra just in case. Now I have 5 hours. 5 hours of recording time. Again, I just showed you guys that massive oak tree. Talk about just straight up uninterrupted nature. So I'm actually kind of intrigued as to what road this used to be. And man, it must have been a phenomenal drive. Anyway, we get to hike it now, so I'm gonna keep you guys along. It's not raining, but water is falling from the trees. So let's go. Oh man, guys, I can't describe how cool this trail is and how, you know, it gets your mind thinking about history even beyond us as to what used to be here and what is here currently and why they turned it into a nature preserve. Oh, and again, just as I say that, the road, or like the area to the left of me, falls away again. I don't know if you guys can see that back there, but it's all swamp. All swamp area. And over here to the right of me, the road had fallen away a good, I mean honestly, every bit. The road fell away every bit of 50 some feet down. And it looks like it's starting to come up as we come up to this ridge. And to be honest with you, I've been walking up an incline what feels like the last half a mile, 3/4 of a mile. So as the right over here starts to come up, I wonder if that's where the campsite is, because it was supposed to overlook a little pond or swamp or whatever. And I do see a little bit of a clearing up here, so let's check it out. All right, so I got a number 1 here. I do remember there being a yellow loop and a bunch of yellow stuff up there on the tree to the right. We're not going to do the yellow today since I'm without a map, but I do believe right there, as you can tell, right there is the cross country to the red. So honestly, if I take a left here, I hike all the way out and end up back on, if I end up back on the what I didn't think was a trail, that's a win for me. So eventually, guys, I promise I'm trying to get to this campsite and scope it out. So it is starting to mist a little bit, but I'm going to keep rocking and rolling because I'm starting to sweat a little bit. But either I'm misjudging my distances or this place is stinking massive. So I'm going to continue hiking on the red because I know for a fact that was a loop. If not, I'll loop back around. Again, if the weather turns for a worst, I've got the 10 essentials with me. Big, thick rain tarp, a hammock, lighter, the whole 9 yards. If you guys aren't familiar with what the 10 essentials are, please research that. I think I have 11 technically because I have trash bags with me. So I'm going to continue hiking down the red trail and attempt to not get lost again. Another red blaze, and it's uphill. So random. Back uphill again. Ow, that buckle's pinching my nipple. Ouch. Ugh, got it. Back up again. Ooh. Not very often in Florida you get elevation. All right, now we come to a crossroads. Damn it. All right. Right here. It says exit. That way, right? So back down that way, down that trailhead. You reach the yellow marker, you take a right, and then you take a left to go out. I want to know where the hell that goes and where the hell that goes. I have a good idea of where that goes. That goes back out to, I'm willing to bet that goes back out to where the railroad is. And that's a loop of its own. I'm willing to bet that that's where the Otter campsite is, which is where I think I should go. And I am gonna go, but that is also Red Trail Blaze. Okay, after walking a little bit, I'm fairly certain I understand how the trails work in this nature preserve. It seems like the trails are marked on ridges, especially on this backside, because right behind me you guys can see swampy area, and again on the other side you can see swampy area. So I'm fairly certain that all of the trails are definitely on the ridges. Now, I just walked past another signpost and had the number 3. So at some point they have renumbered and or redone the trail system within this nature preserve, because on the map it is just red and yellow. So yeah, apparently this has been a long-standing nature preserve, and it definitely shows, man. This is epic. I am walking towards what I do believe is the old railroad bed, and if I am, then the campsite, which I do see another sign up here, if that is the case, then the campsite should now be on my left as I am walking back due pretty much southeast, east-ish. Yeah, see, hang on a second. See, now this says hiking trail number 4. So, yeah, we're either going to be massively lost, which I don't think we are, or we're going to have some epic camping. And I just have to stay here tonight and walk back out in the morning when I have to go to work. Looks like we are headed more flat on a ridge line, obviously still, but the landscape is matching to where we are. So, which means we're headed upland, which would indicate where a railroad would be or a road would be. So, neither one of those are going to be in lowlands or anything like that. I know for a fact I'm walking east to southeast, and that is where the railroad was. So, we're going to keep walking. Again, this is kind of turned into an orienteering test of the mental GPS type deal, but so be it. I'm having a blast, although my socks are a bit swampy right now because the grass is wet. I think I'm lost. I don't know if the numbered sites are now the colored sites, or if the colored sites are now the numbered sites, but there was only 2 colored sites and I've seen up to number 5. So I don't know if I'm hiking on the old trails or the new trails. I did get a picture of the trail map. I'm gonna match it up with the Google Maps on my watch and kind of judge where we should be ducking in. I have been walking on old trails. Remember me showing you guys like the numbers? I don't think that exists anymore. Well, obviously it still exists because they're mowed, but to avoid confusion, I'm gonna hop back on the red trail, go all the way to the otter camp, and then I'll probably just pull back out and head back to the car, because the otter camp is the furthest away, and I believe that would provide some awesome primitive camping. So gonna go back down the railroad again. All right, I'm gonna pick up where we duck into the right and go from there, guys. What a mess. An awesome mess. All right, back at the tee, back at the rocks. I'm gonna go out here, back to the railroad, take a right, go even further than I did last time, and then see where that ends up. I will double check with, now that I know that it is on the opposite side of the little pond area that looks like a palm tree, I'll duck in just after that. I'm fairly certain that it goes all the way down to what appears to be the next county road. So, in perspective, we begin somewhat this trail of this beaten path out here from one county road to the next, which could be up to 2 miles. So, anyway, remember, that way is directly back to the car. No question about it, right directly back to the car. This way, I'm gonna walk back down it again and check on my watch and see where it ends up. If I end up all the way at the next county road, I know I need to backtrack just a little bit and duck back into the woods. And again, the reason why I stopped walking down here is I did not see a single marker that was red, or a trail marker. So I turned around. Anyway, I'll pick back up right where we duck right into the woods. Found it. All we had to do was walk a little bit further. Otter campground, let's go. Now back there on that back side, I do see another red post, but whoa, this looks weird. Looks wild. Found it. There isn't a single trail marker all the way until you reach this point. Man, I think we could do better. I found it after being lost a little bit, but I didn't go far enough, so guess what happens when you have proper maps. All right, I think I found the right trees to hang up the hammock. I think I'm gonna relax for a minute. feedfinder.com. Time to get up. Figure out what I'm gonna do. It's getting a little windy. Breeze feels fantastic though. Man, I'm definitely gonna be coming back here to camp now that I know where it's at. Anyway, it's starting to, the sun's starting to go down. The temperature's starting to drop a little bit. Again, I've got the 10 essentials, but I'm not looking to put them to use. So, drinking water on the way out. And as always, guys, do better than what I did today and stay on the right trail.